Hi, I previously did my last video on Peter Singer's animal liberation. I discussed a few of the chapters, as well as the fourth chapter, which gives you the moral obligation to be a vegetarian. He, gives you moral obligations of what you should be eating and what you should not be eating. And I don't see any obligations, I don't see any objections to what Singer's saying, except for one. And I would like to pull up a couple of things of Scripture. Give me a second here. Okay, I got that on my iPad here. These are just a few verses. These are a few verses. Okay, first of all, this is a video that is for Christians and are thinking about this. If you are a Christian and you have read this, or you haven't read this, and you have heard of the principles of this, and you are considering doing this, or are considering becoming a vegetarian, then there's one objection that us as Christians, as whether Protestant or Catholic Protestant, or even Mormons or Jehovah's Witnesses or people, or even Judaism for sure. That's also another one that I know. All of those religions, the Catholics, Protestants, Jehovah's Witnesses, Mormons, and Jews, people who practice Judaism. All those religions have as part of the Scripture the Old Testament, and these are a few things from the Old Testament that talk about what God says about eating meat. If you are atheist, I don't think we need to be. I don't think that there's anything to be said here. This is not a debate about religion. This is reviewing the possible one objection to Peter Singer's vegetarianism that he says is a moral obligation for us to do. Well, he doesn't say obligation. He says that we have to do this though. This is Genesis 9:3. Every moving thing that lives shall be food for you, and as I gave you the green plants, I give you everything. Okay, that says that all the animals here are food for us. Leviticus 11, 1 through 47. And the Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron, saying to them, "Speak to the people of Israel, saying, These are the living things that you may eat among the animals that are on the earth. Whatever parts the hoof and is cloven-footed, and chews the cud among the animals, you may eat. Nevertheless, among those that chew the cud or part the hoof, you shall not eat these. The camel, because it chews the cud but does not part the hoof, is unclean to you. And the rock badger, because it chews the cud but does not part the hoof, is unclean to you." That doesn't really say a whole lot. Genesis 1:30. And to every beast of the earth, and to every bird of the heavens, and to everything that creeps on the earth, everything that has the breath of life, I have given every green plant for food. Okay, the main thing that I get from Genesis 1:30, most of the things that I see here that are scriptural, that say, they all mostly say, you may eat this, this, and this, this, and this. They say you may do this, you may eat these, and these. But then there's a few things that are, a lot of them are in Genesis, especially Genesis 1:30. It says, "And to every beast of the earth, and to every bird of the heavens, and to everything that creeps on the earth, everything that has the breath of life, I have given every green plant for food," as well as that, as well as others. is the Lord, the Father, saying, "I have given this to you to eat." Is saying, "I have given this to you." Now, a Christian asks for gifts from God, and when a Christian gets a gift from God, you accept it, pretty much, is what happens. That, right there, is the only possible objection to Peter Singer's vegetarianism. Now, I used to view those scriptures in the Bible as making it impossible for us to be able to not eat meat, because he was saying, "Oh, these I give to you. These are all for you to eat." But it's possible, and I'm not quite sure of this, but it's possible that us not eating meat and becoming vegetarian, let's say a large group of Christians did that, it is quite possible that would be displeasing to the Lord, and that is where the possible problem comes with that, because that's the only thing that prevents me from doing this. It's the only possible thing. That's really it. But because I'm active, I'm active. I pray a lot, and I read scripture a lot, and I look for answers about stuff in scripture and stuff like that. I do a lot of that, and that's the only possible thing that could make this wrong. But the reason why it's not cut and dry is because the Bible doesn't say you may not eat meat. It doesn't say you may not only eat vegetables. But it does say all the green things in the world I have given for you to eat. So there may possibly be a little wiggle room to say, well, you could eat this, or you could eat this, or you could eat this. So I don't know. It's kind of it's there's enough room there. There's enough gray area there that I'm willing to try to do this for a month, just because I want to see what it's like to eat no meat, and I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with the eggs and milk, because I drink a lot of milk. I don't really use eggs that much, but I drink a lot of milk. So think about that. Think about whether what God says in Genesis 1:30. I have given this all this to you to eat. Think about, if you're a Christian, if you're a Christian and actively read scripture, and if you are a Christian, think about that, and think about whether that verse, Genesis 1:30. Think about whether that makes vegetarianism probably something that would not be good in the eyes of the Lord. In the eyes of the Lord, because it's rejecting a gift that it's rejecting certain gifts that He has given us. That could be, that could be bad. It could be all right, but then at the same time He says, "I've given this all. You may eat all of this. You may eat green things. You can eat all of this, whatever." So it's a gray area. But let me know if you think otherwise.